One of my concerns every time I fly is that I gotta be careful about people sitting next to me who have food, especially milk product. If they dust their hands after eating, I gotta make sure not to get in contact with that. I have severe eczema, and often when I fly within the U.S., if I'm sitting next to your typical all-American guy, especially guys for some reason, girls tend to be a little bit better with this, and I ask them to please be careful about their food particles and try to keep their food neat. I never tell somebody not to eat something, right? Sometimes you go on a plane and they make a big announcement not to eat peanut products. I never do anything like that because I think it can be handled safely. And if I sit next to an American on an American flight, sometimes, not a lot, but a considerable number of times, people get very defensive. You know, that's not my problem that you have this problem, or, you know, why should I accommodate you, or sometimes even an obscenity. And I go fly in other countries. Sometimes I like to go on vacation to Gdansk, Poland, where usually I fly to Warsaw and take the train from there. But usually you have to connect through Frankfurt. And when I'm flying from Frankfurt to Warsaw, same request, except that I'm speaking in a foreign language now. And sometimes I'm showing them a piece of paper that I printed out earlier, or I'm using some kind of translator. And these people are very responsive. Sometimes they'll even want to find out what they can do to improve their health. One time I was on a flight from Frankfurt to Warsaw, and this guy said his son had eczema too, and what he can do. Or when I'm on the train between Warsaw and Gdansk, same kind of attitude. So at the beginning of the crisis, it made me think about how Americans would react when they heard that they should stay 6 feet apart or put on a mask and all those recommendations. It made me think, there's no way that's gonna stick, just from my own experience. And 6 months later, sure enough, we have the worst outcome. I was just watching on the news how this Labor Day could be a make or break point. And I was thinking, it's not so much the Labor Day. I mean, people go out all the time, right? People have birthdays, anniversaries. It's the amount of common sense that people practice when they go out. In other countries, they had holidays too. But in other countries, people are willing to be a little bit more malleable and try something new, right? If they have to be 6 feet apart, or maybe they have to stop shaking hands or hugging people, they're not going to get defensive over it. Just my own experience. I've traveled enough to know that, especially in Asian cultures. In Taiwan, nobody pushes you to eat something that you shouldn't, even if it's not a full-blown allergy, right? People take food preferences a lot more seriously. The idea that of using diet to control your chronic health problems, that's much more taken much more seriously, right? I was reading an article about why you should, this one made me cringe, but why you should get the flu vaccine even if you're not in a high-risk group. And the rationale behind it was economic, that it only costs so many dollars per vaccine, and the probability of missing a day of work, if you miss a day of work, you lose out on however much. And it was all based on numbers, based on how many sick days you might end up using. So what they mean is that humans are like machines, right? If you miss a minute of work, bam, it's like your machine shut down for like a minute, right? So you should never go on vacation either, right? Because, oh my God, vacations cost the economy X trillion dollars a year, right? That's literally what that study is saying, right? I'm being kind of wasteful for taking this walk and educating you guys about this, right? That's what the heck article is saying. I'll let you decide if that's true or false. I think it's false, but some people might disagree with that. how about just being a little bit more flexible with things, right? Sometimes I remember I had well, I don't know what I had, but last year when I came back from Taiwan, this was back in November of 2019, I felt quite ill for a couple days. It was like my stomach was out of place. And I missed work for a couple days, and I was watching YouTube videos. I discovered a few new songs I never noticed. I watched a few educational videos as well. And who knows, if I didn't get sick that time, who knows if I would have picked up on those new things. And I don't know what I had though. I wonder if it was COVID-19 or it was just a common cold, but it was not a loss, right? I wouldn't say the economy lost a certain amount, right? I needed to catch a breath, right? But people will justify getting the flu vaccine over how much it costs and how much their sick days are worth, or whatever the case is, right? Okay, what else is new? And then at the store, people are still buying junk food left and right, right? You're a bad person if you get within 6 feet of somebody, but you can poison your immune system all day and all night, and become a vector of disease, right? And that's perfectly okay. Anyway, just some food for thought on what I'm seeing about how we're handling the situation.